Smooth Brand doesn't exist. You guys are wrong. Wildrift Brand is super smooth and sexy, and if you guys want to know how to play him, then definitely stay tuned and look at that build. Luden's Echo Brand OP. Hey, what's up guys, Darkbreaker here, and for today's video we are gonna play Brand on the new release. It's Wildrift Brand. His animations are way smoother, and if you guys paid attention at the beginning, unfortunately my runes didn't get saved correctly, and this is gonna be a big change because we have Airy, Brutal or something, but the runes I usually go for are Electrocute, Hunter Vampirism, Insane. This is very important. Hunter Vampirism gonna be super sexy for Brand for the for the 1 vs 2s or for the comeback. Like, you burst them down and you get so much lifesteal back that you might be able to survive 1 vs 2 or even 1 vs 3 situations. But because we don't have that, you guys will see later on that we might have some problems. Anyways, we got that level 2 cheese. I hit the minion and Lux at the same time with the second ability, so I got the level up. I mark her with my passive, I use my first ability and stun her, and then I just ignite and we secure the kill. Anyways, first of all, this is a standard match, because obviously, new champion, you should play it in a standard match before you go with a new champion in a ranked match. Secondly, quick Q times, and I can make sure to secure a Brand, because otherwise I would not get mid lane. And also bans, maybe, it would get banned, and therefore I just go for a standard match. So let's talk about the abilities of Brand really quickly for you guys, so you guys can understand his kit. I'm inting right here. Nice Darkbreaker showing off the int in the first time I'm playing Brand. So first, the passive is that you can put people on blaze or ablaze when you use your abilities onto them, and then they will take percentage HP damage. Also, when you hit them with 3 abilities, then on top of that there will be a circle popping off around them, and it will do additional burning damage. For the first ability, you're throwing a fireball. It's your long range skill shot. If the person is ablaze with a passive, then it will stun them, or just blaze. Okay, it's just blaze is the name. This is pretty good. You max it secondly, and then for the second ability, it's Pillar of Flame. After a short delay, Brand creates a Pillar of Flame, dealing AoE damage, and this is your main bread and butter skill. You want to maximize this ability first, and when they are ablaze, you will do additional 25% damage. Third ability is Conflagration. You can set people on fire. It's an on-hit ability, so you can just target the person and then put them on fire, doing magical damage. And when they are ablaze, it will spread onto nearby targets, so that's pretty good to do a lot of AoE damage on top of that. For the ultimate, it's Pyroclasm. Brand launches a fireball at target enemy that bounces between nearby enemies and Brand up to 4 times, magic damage to enemies each time. If Pyroclasm current target becomes invalid, it selects a new target at its remaining bounces. The fireball will bounce to Brand even if he becomes an invalid target while it is currently on a target or is in flight towards him. And it prioritizes enemy champion. On top of that, if the enemy is ablaze and you use your ultimate, you will slow the opponent on top. So let's then talk about the item build, because some people might disagree with the item pathing I've chosen. And then afterwards we're gonna talk about some combos really quickly as well on top of that. The item build is Luden's Echo first, then Death Cap, Then Infinity Orb, you could also go for the Pendant first, before the Death Cap, or you go for Pendant and then Void's Death if you want the maximum penetration. But Infinity Orb gives you some HP that you might need since you're not running Road of Age, or you're not running Liandry's first item. I bet some people will argue that Liandry's should definitely be the #1 core item. But yeah, Liandry got nerfed, and a lot of people I have discussed with Snitch, no team, no talent mid laner, one of the best mid laners, and also with Random, who is like the encyclopedia when it comes to Wildrift, theory crafting, and item builds. And they both said probably just go for Luden's first item, gives you the most amount of burst damage, gives you tons of ability haste, and gives you additional splash damage from the Luden's passive. And on top of that, your power spike is just insanely huge when you go for Luden's Echo into Death Cap. So therefore, Luden's Echo, Death Cap, Infinity Orb, Void's Death, and then for the last item, you have different options. You could go for Morello if you need some anti-heal. You could go for Liandry in the late game for more HP and for the HP burn, which makes more sense in the late game, because in the late game people will have a lot of HP, and so your HP burn is more effective in the late game. And also the passive also already does a lot of HP burn, so you don't necessarily need Liandry. And Liandry is not as good as on PC, where if they get stunned, your burn will do more damage, and it's not a mythic item like on PC. So therefore, maybe last item, obviously you could go something like Road of Age into Death Cap, or Road of Age into Luden Death Cap. This is another item variation that you could go for, which makes you more tanky, gives you more sustain. Or you go for the Liandry into Luden's, which would probably be the core item or the standard build before the Liandry nerf. But yeah, give it a shot. Try out the Luden's build, give me your feedback, whether or not you guys agree with that build. Talk with Random and Snitch about it, and they both agree that Luden's first item is probably better than the Liandry. But obviously, they might be wrong. Maybe the Liandry, the HP burn passive in combination with your own passive might be more broken. Okay, let's talk about combos. So I guess combo #1 would be just S3 into S1 or S1 into S3. S3 into S1 is probably the most standard harass combo that you can go for. You mark them with a third ability, so you blaze them or ablaze them, and then you use your first ability to stun them, and then you put some auto attacks on top of them. And then also obviously your passive is gonna proc after reaching 3 stacks on large monsters or enemy champions. They get marked and a circle creates around them, doing bonus HP magical damage. And then you can extend this combo by using third ability, first ability, and then the second ability. This is your main bread and butter combo, I would say. Yeah, when they're stunned, you are more likely to hit your second ability, doing tons of damage, and then you can follow it up with the ultimate. And why did I say S1 into a third ability? You can use your S1, and while it travels onto the opponent, you can use your third ability to ablaze them, and then they get stunned, and their reaction time will be lower than if you use third ability into S1. Then, if you want to do long range poke or long range stun harass, you can use second ability into S1, which is your long range harass combo, or S1 into S2, because your second ability will do even more damage when you mark them. Or what else? I mean, if you want to splash onto more opponents, you can use the enhanced third ability by using S1 into S3 or S2 into S3. So those are your options. And in team fights, what are your main combos? I mean, it depends on whether or not you want to use your enhanced S2 or your enhanced S3. Those are both pretty good. I've seen people just use S1 ultimate, or no, yeah, S1 ultimate, so it bounces immediately, then S2, S3. I mean, you can change your combo order depending on what you want. If you want to stun immediately, you use, for example, S2, S1, and then you use your Ablaze, and then ultimate, and the ultimate will slow on top of them because you used your third ability. Or if you want to spread the third ability, you want to use S2, S3, ultimate, and then S1. So it really depends on what you want. If you want to stun quickly, or if you guys want to mark people quickly, you can use either S1 or S3 to mark people quickly, and then you can use your ultimate for quick bounce and slow, or use your second ability for the increased AoE damage. Or if you guys want to mark them completely, you use S2, S3, and then the S3 will splash onto everyone else. And then afterwards, you can use your S1 into ultimate, so your ultimate is gonna slow everyone, or you use your ultimate and then use your S1 and your S1 is gonna stun, because after every time you ablaze someone, the next ability is gonna be the enhanced effect. So you guys will understand. But yeah, kinda sad that I don't have the it's gonna burn. Hunter Ravenous. This is so big, because you have so much burst damage that you will lifesteal so much. I think in the next moment you will see what I mean with missing the lifesteal, because I have Airy and Brutal since Riot or the game was bugged and it just switched on my rune again, so very unlucky. So what I'm gonna do is S2, S1, he actually gonna jump over me. I'm gonna blaze him up, use my S1 again, he's gonna die. Splashing onto this Lux stun here, and imagine if I had some more lifesteal. We still got 2 kills, but I'm giving shutdown, so hey, limit testing in a standard match, that's fine. Yeah, Brand, really squishy, but the main point is you just want to burst people and take them down with you at the same time. Like, your goal is not necessary to survive, your goal is to do the maximum amount of damage and do so much AoE damage that your teammates can just clean up. And he's just a great 1v1 killer as well. Because he has a stun, he has so much burn damage. And look at this wave clear as well. So, in my opinion, he's gonna be a second Ziggs with better 1v1 potential and still insane teamfight potential. And now, this 1v2 which is gonna come up. If I had Hunter's Ravenous, I probably kill both and gonna survive here. So, actually kinda sad that I have the wrong runes here. Because, look at them both low life, and if I had lifesteal, I survive and I can just heal myself up with the ultimate bounce. The ultimate is gonna splash back and forth doing tons of damage, and I'm just gonna heal so much from that. So yeah, definitely miss out the wrong, definitely miss out on the right rune. So you can go Electrocute or Conqueror, but I would definitely prefer the Electrocute for the burst damage. So Electrocute, Hunter, Vampirism, then Hunter's Titan for more HP. I also have the wrong rune in the middle part. You want Hunter's Titan for the bonus HP and tenacity, and then you want Mana Flow. Didn't talk about it. You want Mana Flow because in the early game I was definitely lacking in the mana department. Like, I was running out so quickly out of mana. S1 from Master Yi is actually so good to avoid my first ability. So Master Yi might be really tricky. that you don't want to use your first ability too quickly. Like, use your third ability, and the moment he jumps onto you, you use your first ability, and then you use your second ability and ultimate. So I misplayed there. I mean, first time playing the brand pick, so definitely a lot of mistakes, obviously, but hopefully you guys still enjoyed it. They're gonna end the game here. And if you guys enjoyed this gameplay, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I see you for maybe an in-depth guide on brand later on, and obviously also Nunu gameplay coming out soon. Bye bye.
Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.